Hello and welcome to the 2018 Meet the Candidates, a voter education program sponsored by the Shakopee Chamber and Visitors Bureau. Today we're joined by Alexander Lamminen, a local school board candidate. Alexander, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't we start by having you give us a brief bio about yourself and why you chose to run for the school board.
Absolutely. I've lived in Shakopee for a few years now. I really love this community. I just think that the school board could do a little bit more, and that's why I decided to run. I have experience as a night auditor at a hotel. I have experience in a bunch of different management teams dating back to like 2010. Yeah.
Great.
I just wanted to make a difference in my community.
Great. The first question today. School board members serve their districts using a model known as board governance, whereby the superintendent and district administration manage and the school board members govern. Please explain the importance of the two roles and how they differ from one another.
So I think this is something that is great because it needs some clarification. The superintendent, the administration, they're really focused on the day-to-day goals, the short-term goals, if you will, making sure that the current students are succeeding, have all the tools they need, making sure that just the day-to-day stuff is actually working. The school board is more of a governing body of the administration. They're looking after the long-term goals of the district. They're looking after making sure that the budget stays on track. So they work together, but they also have two very different goals.
Great. The next question. What ideas do you have for rebuilding the district's fund balance? And what should the fund balance be and by when?
So this is pretty much, it all boils down to common sense spending. I mean, we just need to spend in our means, and the tools that we have currently will rebuild that balance naturally. I would like to see it, in the next 4 years. The district's, the general fund balance should be between 8 and 12% of annual district spending. So that should, with all of these projects nearing completion, we should be able to rebuild that general fund balance fairly easily.
Thank you. The next question. Shakopee's approved referendum spend is $724 per student. The state average is $1,297, and comparable districts are at $1,728. Is Shakopee spending enough per student? And what is your recommended per student allowance?
So this is something that we need to look at annually. I don't think it's really a numbers thing as much as it is, are our kids getting a quality education? Are our teachers being paid enough? Do we have enough support staff? So it's not really necessarily a, hey, this district spends this much, we spend this much, we need to be even with that. If we're meeting all of those goals, we don't need to spend anymore. But if we're not meeting those goals, I think it's time to reevaluate what that cost should be.
Sure. Next question is, what is your view on the Academies of Shakopee model, and how will you ensure its success?
As far as the Academies of Shakopee go, I in the beginning was not a supporter at all of it. Since learning more about the Academy model, I think it has a lot of great tools for students. I think that it gives them the hands-on experience, gives them the kind of real-world sense of their education, as opposed to just learning for the test and just reading about these things. They're actually getting in and they're making stuff, and I think that's great. I think it's great that we're looking at a different kind of education model.
So the follow-up to that then would be, if you were a student at Shakopee High School instead of a school board candidate, what academy would you select and why?
I have a very special place in my heart for the arts and communications. I was a big theater guy, choir guy, a cappella guy in high school. So that's definitely where I would most likely end up if I was a student at the Academies of Shakopee.
Well, there you go. The final question. What has the existing board done well? And what work would you be excited to continue?
So the current board had a lot of issues, and we're all well aware of those issues. I'm not going to talk about those issues. I want to be moving forward. The current board did a really good job of establishing the financial committee and looking at the budget, oversight, making sure that we are spending what we're projected to be spending. They've done a great job with that. They did a great job hiring Gary Anger, who is a great leader in this community and a great leader for Shakopee schools. As far as things that I would like to continue, I know right now we're looking at the elementary school boundaries. I think that's going to fix a lot of the growing class sizes in a couple of the elementary schools. I honestly, I think that's the biggest issue that we have right at this moment, that and the leases at Takata and the district office. Those are two things that I would also enjoy looking into more.
Well, thank you, Alexander Lamminen, for joining us, and thank you for watching the 2018 Meet the Candidates.